The South Loop is home to some of Chicago's most iconic locations. From the waterfront museums and arenas Chicago is known for, to the streets and eclectic buildings that give the neighborhood its character, the South Loop gives visitors and the people who live here a lot to talk about. World-class institutions like the museum campus's planetarium, Natural History Museum, and aquarium draw tourists from all over Chicago and around the world, anchoring the South Loop as one of the city's most important destinations. Sports fans in the neighborhood don't have far to go to catch a game with the rest of the Chicago Bears fans at historic Soldier Field. The South Loop isn't short on event space of all kinds. McCormick Place draws conferences and events from around the world to the biggest convention center in North America. And some of the biggest artists in the industry perform at DePaul University's Wintrust Arena. Decades ago, the Motor Row District hosted showrooms and repair shops owned by dozens of different car makers. Today they're gone, but the beautiful, ornate buildings designed by some of Chicago's most notable architects remain, making Motor Row a Chicago landmark on the National Registry of Historic Places. The eclectic Printers Row was once home to Chicago's printing and publishing industry and the city's most important passenger train hub, Dearborn Station. The station and publishing buildings have since been converted to retail, office, and residential space, with the district retaining a connection to its literary history through a large annual book fair. Some of the most interesting fare in Chicago is at the intersection of Wabash and 13th Streets, where everything from modern takes on Mexican to award-winning craft cocktails can be found. The area has long been a place for students, too. Columbia College, Roosevelt University, and others make the South Loop a bustling academic hub. South Loop residents with boats can simply walk to the Lake Michigan shore if they dock in Burnham Harbor, where sailboats and powerboats alike glide in and out of the cove sheltered by a northerly island, a former airstrip turned into a beautiful public park. Current South Loop residents, of course, aren't the first to love their neighborhood. Captains of industry like department store visionary Marshall Field and George Pullman, who designed and manufactured the famous Pullman sleeping car for trains, built their homes along historic Prairie Avenue. Some of these homes, like the Glessner House, have a significant place in the city's architectural history. With so much going on in South Loop, residents have the best of both worlds with hundreds of outstanding residential properties to go home to, like some of the beautiful condos in the building our South Loop office calls home. To find out more, visit us online at bairdwarner.com.